Hello everyone, today we're going to unbox and review this newest product from Roku. It's called the Roku Streaming Stick. It's the model number 3500R, and it's a very impressive little stick for the price. Currently the price is $49.99, and I think it's worth every penny, if not more. I'm also going to compare it up against my Roku 3, which, you know, is the big brother to this, but basically I'm going to show you what you do and what you don't get in comparison to a Roku 3. And as far as I'm concerned, out of all the Roku devices, the Roku stick, streaming stick, can only be compared to a Roku 3. Now, well, you can compare it to the others as well if you wish, but really for the price, the two are in the same competing category. And I'll show you why that is in the future. Later on in this video. But let's take this Roku out of the box. As you can see, one more thing you may notice here, it's got YouTube. This is the only other Roku device other than the Roku 3 that has the YouTube channel availability to it, as far as I know at this point. Okay, in the future that may change. So currently only 2 Roku devices support the YouTube channel, which is the biggest thing you can have on a Roku as far as a feature goes, and that's the ability to watch YouTube videos. It's an excellent feature. So let's get it out of the box. So there we go. First off, and there's the stick itself inside the box, but of course got to open it up, and this is going to be fun. Actually it was. It actually installed quite easily, and I'll show you that next. So here's the stick itself. So we'll take that out of there and show you the device itself. Just move that box out of the way at this point. And let me zoom in for it, because it's quite a small little device, obviously. Okay, so there's a Roku. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there it is. And as you can see, it's a very small device. HDMI port on it, and a micro USB, I believe, port on the back for power. That's how you put power to it. And a reset switch on the top. Don't really know why you need it, because basically once you set it up, it runs forever. But just in case, there's a reset switch. I have used it. It does reset it if you hit it once. If you hold it down, it actually resets all the does a factory reset on the actual stick itself. It returns it back to day one without your settings in it. So there it is, very small form factor. You know, this is the big deal here is that it plugs straight into your HDMI port, and you don't have to have it hanging out of your, you know, as in a Roku, every other Roku, you don't have to have it somewhere else with an HDMI cable going to the back of your TV. You simply plug it straight into your TV and off you go. Okay, so there's the actual physical stick itself. Let's get back to the box and what's in it. Okay, so we can take that out of there. Then you see the remote. It's a Roku remote, standard Wi-Fi remote, not infrared remote, which is a great big plus, because you don't have to point it to the device. It'd be impossible to point it at it anyway, because it's behind your television. That's usually where the HDMI ports are. If you can see, there's a remote, and you can see that it's got MGO, Amazon, Netflix, and Blockbuster buttons built right into it. Other than that, it's really not all that much different from any other remote. It's quite a standard remote. Back case opens up the way a normal remote would open up. Here we go. Just like that. And there's your battery compartments. Speaking of which, let's just put the batteries in now. And the actual device itself comes with a set of batteries, which is a real plus. I think that, you know, more manufacturers should do that. So we take this casing out, remove the batteries right there, get rid of that packaging. Batteries, well, pretty self-explanatory anyway. But anyways, negative to the back of the batteries, and basically put them in the correct way for you here. Just so you can see, there's a little pairing button right here. You may or may not have to use that to pair it up. So there's that remote out of there. One thing I did do is I did pair it up with my Roku 3 remote to the Roku stick, and it actually worked. But there's no advantage in doing that, as in, you know, basically the remotes work the same way anyway. The only difference is that the Roku 3 remote has a little earphone jack on the side of it. But again, it makes no difference because the earphone jack does not work with this Roku stick. It only works with the Roku 3 device. Okay, then we get the power plug here and the actual power cable itself. So there we have that, those two things. And the let's get started manual. Okay. Here's the thing. You can this is a USB port, and they say you can plug the USB power cord into your USB port on your television or your flat panel. But the problem with that is that if you do that, you'll have to wait for the Roku to boot every time you power it up, unless you have a Roku ready TV that is actually powering up this device. Now I have a Roku ready TV, and when I plug this device into it, it does not power it up. I don't know if I'm doing something incorrectly in the setup or not, but I really don't care. All I do is just power, use the power plug on the back of the Roku and power it up using the AC adapter that came with it. Off we go. And like I said, I have the choice to power it up with the USB port on my television or my flat panel, but again, that means every time I turn on my television, I have to wait for the Roku to boot. I much rather have it plugged in using the AC adapter, have it on all the time. Okay, so that's the physical setup. Next thing you need to do is take the Roku stick, plug it into an HDMI port on your TV. Now, just so you know, I've got a Roku ready TV and I have a Roku not ready TV. In other words, just a standard HDMI port, and this thing works on either one. So I don't see the difference between the two of them. They do tell me that the Roku Ready TV is supposed to be able to control the stick, but for some reason currently I can't. I don't know why. When I figure it out, I'll probably make a video about that as well. But regardless, I don't care. I have the remote, so I'm off to the races. Next, we're going to plug it into the TV and set it up. Alright, here we go. This is a boot up screen for the Roku. It's not as blingy as the Roku 3s, as it has no audio. So if you're looking for audio, you're not going to get any here. And I'm showing it to you real time so that you can see how long it takes for this to actually boot up from cold to on. Again, I don't recommend plugging it into your USB port on your display, as it will have to do that every time you turn on your display. So here we go. We're booted up, and as you can see, we have the original screen here. It's a setup screen, so right off the bat it says, hey, can't find your remote, better pair it up. So I'm just going to try and see if I can hit the button on it and have it work just like it says on the screen. Take the back plate off. The Roku remote and hit the button, which I'm doing right now. So you can show it to you here. It's right there. A little recess, so it might be a little difficult to press here. Let's try that again to make sure. There we go. And once you've done that, it'll pair up. There we go. Took a little bit. And wait for the Roku remote to synchronize. Alright, and now it's asking for the language type. Of course, I'm going to pick English. You can choose Espanol or Francais or Deutsch if you wish. Let's get started. So let's do that. First thing you need to do is set up Wi-Fi. Caveat to everybody, first time I turned this device on, I set it up with Wi-Fi, and after that it did an update which actually gave me the newer theme that Roku's using right now. The older theme was a little chunkier, but you're only going to see it till you actually set up your wireless. So I'm going to click on wireless, set up a new Wi-Fi connection. And it's going to look for a wireless network. If yours is actually advertised, then you pick that and choose your you pick that and then you put in your password. I have a private network, so I'm just going to choose that. And private means that my network isn't advertised to the neighborhood so that people can try and hack it. So I'm going to put in my SSID, and then I will go to the password function, and I'll show you that. Okay, I've entered my SSID, and I have a dual band Wi-Fi router, which allows me to have 2 channels. So, like I said, if you don't know what that is, it doesn't matter. And if you advertise your SSID, you don't even need to do this step. So, just putting it in here, click done, and then it says, do you use a network password? Of course I do. I'll enter the network password, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, I've got my password in there. Next thing to do is choose connect and hit connect. We're going to do that. There we go. It says connected. Then choose your country. I'm going to choose United States, of course. And down to Central, because that's where I am. And then we're going to go to, it says, hey, pair it up. For an internet connected device, go to roku.com/link, enter this code. Your code will be different, but basically I'm just going to go onto my laptop and pair this up with my account. You need to do this in order to have it, install the channels you had on your other Roku device if you had one before. And even if you didn't, you need to pair it up with your Roku account so that it'll save your settings on the internet, for whatever reason that you may need them again. So I'm going to go do that, and we'll go from there. Okay, I just put this code in on the link, and it should automatically go on from here pretty soon. All right, I forgot to hit continue there. There we go. So basically at this point it's just going to update your channels. I have 82, of which probably I watch about 5 or 6. But regardless, they're all there for fun. And I'm just going to let it go forward here. Just while we're waiting, I want to point out that the Roku stick has a few things that are missing. Has a few things missing that a Roku 3 has. Number one, Roku 3 has an external USB connector for external media like photos and so on. It's not a big deal for me because I use a Plex server for that stuff. I'll show you the Plex server in a minute, or as part of this. And the other thing it's missing is an micro SD card slot, so you can't expand the memory on the stick. It's whatever it has is what you have. I've been having a hard time finding any real specs on the actual hardware in the device, but it seems to work quite fine. It's missing the earphone jack on the remote control. It doesn't have the ability to stream audio to the remote control so you can listen to it on a pair of earbuds. And the remote control also is it's not a motion detection remote control, so you can't play Angry Birds on it. Now again, whether that's important to you or not, it's up to you, but I mean there's a $50 difference between the two devices. That's the trade-off in the price. Number 3, it doesn't have an Ethernet port. It's wireless only, and it's HDMI only as well, but that's the same for a Roku 3. So those are the differences. Another difference is that it is a stick. It plugs straight into your HDMI slot, as I said before, so it's a little less, encumbering, but you still have to power it up. So I'm not sure how big a deal that is. It's just easier to hide, I guess. I'll continue this at the end of this update. Okay, it's done. It said let's start streaming. So here we are. We have your usuals, your Netflix, your Amazon, Vudu, Blockbuster, all your channels. Same as always. You have a movies option as well for MGO. You name it, it's all here. Settings, channel store, everything as a normal Roku would have. So let's go down to quickly to settings so I can show you a few things. It is a Roku player, it's 3500X. I believe they said it's 3500R on the box, so I'm not sure what that's all about. In network, you'll see that I have an excellent channel connection, an excellent signal connection. I'm about, I'd say about 30 feet away from the router and through 2 walls to get there. So it's got an excellent Wi-Fi antenna on it, obviously, and Wi-Fi hasn't been an issue at all. You know, get your usual stuff. You can change the themes, you can change your screensaver. Display type is something that you should go into because automatically, for some reason, it's set to 720, probably for a compatibility point of view. That way, that, you know, if you do put it on a 720p display, it'll automatically display on that. If it was set to 1080, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. So change your display type first thing. I have a 1080p HD TV, so I'm going to switch it to that. There we go. And you know, that's what you want. If you have that 1080p display, you definitely want to set this to 1080p. So go back, audio mode, automatic. It's up to you how you set it. You know, surround sound if you wish. I have surround sound, so I'm going to choose that. Sound effects volume, but it's up to you. Captions, up to you. Pairing, one remote is paired. You can pair more than one if you wish. Home screen, again, up to you. Language, up to you. Time zone. System update, you may want to check that. Mine did one right off the bat as soon as I hooked it up to wireless, and gave me the newer, fresher theme. Let's go do a check now for a system update. And it's up to date, so I don't need to worry about it. Currently, it's software version 5.4 and 2522 build. That will change in the future. You can do a factory reset if you wish. No need here. So let's go back. Back to my channels. Let's test the speed. My wireless speed or my streaming speed. Vudu actually has a streaming speed test on it, so let's go there. I apologize for the glare. Okay, and you don't need to sign up, just go down to browse. And here you want to, oops, sorry. You want to scroll to, let's see, where is it? Is it under, no. Probably under Vudu. Yes, my Vudu. Scroll down to, over to info and settings. And you'll see there a network speed test. So on the left, we're going to go there. And as you can see, it's got a little gauge to tell you what you can and can't do. So I'm going to hit start test. And mine is pinned at 9.0 or above, which is excellent. As I said, the Wi-Fi antenna on this device is stellar. I don't have any concerns about its ability to hook up to my network at full speed. It is a dual band wireless, so you get to go on the higher speed channel, which is what I'm set up on. Small word of warning on the higher speed channels, like the 5 gigahertz channels. I find that they don't propagate as far as the 2.4 gigahertz channel, so yes, you'll get faster speed, but you won't be able to go the distance to the devices seems to be limited. So you get a weaker signal on the higher speed. But in my case, I'm 30 feet away. It doesn't matter. As you can see here, the test has just been pinned the whole time. So it can fully support HDX or 1080p, as you can see right there. So there's that test. Let's go back to the home screen. And let's go over to something I want to show you here. Big plus. And that is the one thing that this device has that only one other Roku device has, and that is the YouTube channel. Big plus. $49.99 currently. Might go up, might go down, I don't know. And you get the YouTube, or the ability to watch YouTube and stream YouTube and so on and so forth perfectly. Okay. I don't know what it's doing here, but I think it just upgraded its video quality. And you get onto YouTube, right? And you get all the usual stuff you get on YouTube. I can't really show you any of that stuff because of copyright garbage. So I could probably see. Let's go up to. I can show you my stuff since I own the copyright. So let's see. Oh yeah, I'm not signed in. I gotta sign in. Sorry. To see your own thing, you have to sign in. So sign in. I'm gonna sign in and I'll come back here and I'll show you what this looks like. Alright, I'm signed in, and what that required was me going to the web page and putting a code in. So now I can go and look at my own videos, and let's see what we got. Let's go to my uploads. There's my uploads. Let's choose one of these. What's a good one? I guess it doesn't really matter. How about my daughter's recital here? We'll go with that. Actually, let's go with something else. That's a little much there. Let's go somewhere else here. Let's go on to let's go use the Roku, how to reboot using the remote. There we go. And you get all the controls. You get 1080p, no problem.
Hello, today I'm going to show you how to,
as you can hear,
reboot
audio is no problem.
Roku 3.
And I'll turn that down to be less distracting. So basically it works perfectly here. Let's do a fast forward. You get that option. There we go. As you can see. So by the way, this reboot trick actually works on the Roku as well, on the Roku stick as well. So I'm going to get out of there. And again, as you can see, we got all sorts of content to go from. Recommended videos. You just keep on going. I mean, you name it, and you've got it. It's insane how handy it is to have YouTube on your big screen. So I actually like it. Love it, actually. On my Roku 3 has it as well. And this is the only other Roku device other than a Roku 3 that has YouTube currently. They're promising to get it all on every device up to, I don't know, Roku 1. So, I mean, you just have to be patient. So there's YouTube, works perfectly. Let's go back. And let's go to my Plex media server, which is one of my favorite things too. Now, if you don't have this, well, you need to install it, and in order to have it work, you need to have it. You need to have a Plex media server. If you don't know what that's all about, Google it. I'm not going into it here. It's way too much information. But what I wanted to show you is that it can actually stream from the Plex media server without any issue whatsoever. So let's do a search for Plex and put it in. So there's the search. Sorry here. There it is. Plex, as you can see, high ratings. Excellent. So let's go to the channel. And again, this is the first time I've installed this, so it says, hey, you can easily stream your videos, whatever. Like I said, if you don't know what Plex is, then you're gonna have to look into it. Now, just a little primer on Plex. Right off the bat, first thing you do on Plex, if you have a Plex media server, if you don't know this, this is a golden piece of information. Go to your preferences, and you'll see the quality is set to, quite low. Okay. The problem with that is that if you have the ability to stream in high quality content, what it's going to try and do is degrade your quality of your content down to 720p, and that'll make it hesitate and actually perform worse. You would think it actually would improve your performance, but it doesn't. So change this automatically to the highest setting. It'll downgrade itself to the proper setting, and it'll actually work better doing this. At least I found it to work better after doing this. Now again, if you don't have Plex media then this is no issue. Basically what I wanted to show you is I'll show you some 1080p content working just perfectly on this without any issue. So let's just resume that. And there's audio on this, 1080p, 30 frames a second, and it looks perfect. It looks as good as it will ever look. Okay, the usual buffering. Like I said, I apologize for the quality of the video. It's the best I had at the time. Let's go back to see if I can fast forward it a little bit. Something a little nicer. Actually, let's go back all the way. Let's go back here. So again, if you're missing if you think the USB port is a problem because you can't put your USB media into it, again, I'm using Plex, and that solves that whole issue. Okay. Again, not going to get into how to set up Plex and how to run it. Just showing you that it works, and it works beautifully. I have not had any problem with Plex Media Server from my Roku 3 settings to this. So basically it's perfect either way. So that's, as you can see, looks beautiful. So let's go back. Okay, so we're back to the home screen. Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, all work great. I can't actually show you any of the content on those, but other than that, do I see any downside to this device? Not at all. Compared to the Roku 3, which is supposed to be their fastest device, I'm not sure why you need all that speed, but I don't see it in the streaming. I don't see it in the surfing through the channels. I don't see it in any kind of issue with that on the Roku stick. So as far as I'm concerned, unless you need the extra features that the Roku 3 gives you, which are the Ethernet port, the micro SD, the motion control remote, and USB port on the device itself, I don't see why you would go with a Roku 3. I think the Roku stick, the 3500R, is an excellent substitution, and half the price at $49. You get to plug it into any TV you want and turn it into a smart TV. I love that. I have plugged this into a 720p plasma display that's not Roku ready, and it worked just fine. So not sure why it needs to be Roku ready, as I don't see any advantage to have a Roku ready TV for this stick. It works on a non-Roku ready TV as well. So all the way around, I think it's just beautiful. I think it works great. I think it's a great second device if you already have a Roku 2 or Roku 3, or if you want to go to a higher level, say you want to go, you don't have a HDMI version of a Roku. Well, this is HDMI only. So, other than that, I have to say everything else works just the same. I don't really see any downside to this at all. Zero downside. I only see upsides, and it's the only other Roku device with the YouTube channel, which is another thing to factor in. Currently, it's the only other Roku device other than a Roku 3 that has a YouTube channel. Other than that, performance, streaming, video quality, everything is the same. I can't see a difference. So for $49.99, I think it's a great investment. I think it's really nice as a second device if you wish to use it on a second TV, or because you already have a Roku, or if you don't have a Roku, I think it's a great first device. It works beautifully. I don't see the downside. All right, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions or anything like that, just put them in the comments section. I'll put links to where you can buy this Roku on Amazon, as well as any other pertinent information in the description for the video. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly recommend you getting one of these as a smart TV option. Okay, let's go. I want to just check one more thing, the Roku media player. I'm not sure how that's going to work on this, so that's why I'm looking at it. Not sure how you're going to get into video. It's going to hook up to my Plex. Is it? Okay, let's see. Very nice. Hooks up to Plex. There's something I didn't know. So there, I got my options. I don't really need a Plex channel. That is a new thing I just discovered while watching this on TV. Let's go to audio. Again, hooks up to my Plex media server. Beautiful. Does it do the same here? Yeah. So basically, that's another bonus to having a Plex media server and this Roku device. So, again, love it. Can't recommend it enough. 5 stars. I don't see a downside on it at all. It works like a top. I've streamed hours and hours and hours of video and movies so far without a glitch, without a problem, without an issue. So, like I said, highly recommend this device. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Alright, so as if the stick wasn't cool enough already, there's an iOS and Android app for the remote. And as you can see, I have it loaded up here. And it's basically a big version of the remote. And nice thing about it is, again, it's wireless. And it works through your Wi-Fi. So wherever you're connected with Wi-Fi, this will connect. And it allows you not only to navigate through the menus, it also allows you to stream music and pictures from your device to your Roku, which is another big plus. And the third big plus is the ability to search with a full keyboard. All right, that makes life way easier. You can also hit the little microphone. SpongeBob SquarePants. And as you can see, it finds SpongeBob SquarePants for you. Isn't that beautiful? Sure is a lot easier than typing it out. Of course, it requires a quiet environment and a clear voice, obviously. So, another very neat feature of Roku devices and this Roku 3500R streaming stick. So let's go back home. And it'll, this is the menu feature, and it'll show you your channels. It'll do the search, channel store, play on Roku, and settings. So you can actually choose to play content from your device to your Roku. Awesome.